Hey folks, everything new under the sun. This is a bit of a prepping thing, something to be aware of in a grid down situation, or in a situation where there is civil unrest and maybe they take the internet down. These are the things you need to think about. When the power goes out, what am I going to do? Do I have something to charge all my devices? Do I even need devices? And there's a couple of things about a couple of products I've reviewed in the past, or at least that I have. And one of them is my Cloud Edge Wi-Fi camera. Now, I've showed this before. This particular Wi-Fi camera that I did review requires the internet. Now, this is on my local network. This is going through a private IP, as this iPad is on a private IP on the network, as is my iMac right there. It's on a private IP. But if the internet is down, it does not work. It will not load up the camera to be able to see what was going on. Now, I believe it is still recording, so if I pull up the SD card, I believe the SD card still has recorded videos on it from any motion or movement, but I won't be able to connect to it remotely if the internet is down. So there's a storm, takes up the internet, grid down situation, hurricane, civil unrest, and maybe the power, the internet cables are cut or disrupted, or something's going on. You won't be able to get access to your security camera. So something to think about for security cameras. Another thing to think about is your computer backup. I have a Drobo unit, network attached storage, and it holds a backup of all our files on our computer systems, a couple computers in the house. And this interface here does not load if the internet is not up. It requires the internet to check for updates. So it goes and logs into the website, drobo.com, for websites. And this is also, of course, where you manage it. You see how much space is on the drives. You set up the shares, etc. You set up your Drobo apps, various things. And so there's various management things you can do from this interface. But again, if the internet is down, not my network, not my local network is still up and operational, but I cannot access CNN.com, as an example, whatever your website of choice is. The internet is not accessible. This interface doesn't come up, so I can't manage my network attached storage through this. Now, similar to the Wi-Fi camera, it does work on the network. I still have access to my files. I can go to Finder here and pull up a directory listing. I still have access to it, but I can't go and configure, Drobo settings, do different things configuration-wise, change my network shares. I can't do that without getting access to this application, and this requires the internet. So I really can't stress that enough. If you're prepared and you're ready for a grid down situation, you got to be prepared for an internet down situation, and that means you need to be aware that some things like the network attached storage, your security cameras, they may not work. You may not have access to them in a grid down situation. So that's really gonna factor in and weigh into what products you purchase. Now, I've had this Drobo for a long time. I didn't know that was the case, and if I did know that was the case, that would be an issue, and I would probably do something else. The other thing is, I have a Jackery solar generator box, and it, of course, doesn't require the internet, but there is one, I think it's Green Energy, I forget the name of it, a big battery solar generator box that actually does require internet access. It wants to connect to the internet so that you can use the app to configure it and to control the output and see how the state of charge. But if the internet isn't working, that solar generator is very limited in its functionality. So pay attention. These things, these pieces of electronics you may be purchasing for a grid down situation, come to find out, if the internet is down, these things don't work as you expected them to. So I think we're in for a lot of surprises, guys, if and when the power goes out, the grid goes down, the economy or the world is shut down, or there's a bank holiday, I think we'll all be quite surprised what doesn't work. So something to pay attention to and think about, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.